Release notes. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We're back at it with another video. Today, we're talking about Full Self-Driving Beta version 10.9. We'll go through the release notes, and then we will take it out for a drive through our normal course and see how it fares. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we got the latest version, Full Self-Driving Beta version 10.9. The release notes say improved intersection extents and right-of-way assignments by updating modeling of intersection areas from dense rasters, then it says in quotes, bag of points, to sparse instances. Increase intersection regions IOU by 4.2%. The sparse intersection network is the first model deployed with an auto-regressive architecture that runs natively with low latency on the TRIP AI accelerator chip through innovations in the AI compiler stack. And that's a lot of words that probably a lot of you don't understand, probably a little bit beyond my comprehension as well. But I believe it has to do with the way that they're handling intersections and using a dedicated part of the hardware to accelerate and process information regarding intersections. We'll leave it at that, okay? And we'll test it out and see what it looks like on our sort of unprotected left turns and our different intersections that we encounter on our trip. All right, it says upgraded generalized static object networks to use 10-bit photon count streams rather than 8-bit ISP tone-mapped images by adding 10-bit inference support in the AI compiler stack. Improved overall recall by 3.9% and precision by 1.7%. Again, more words probably a lot of you don't understand. It's just a difference in the way that they recognize the images captured by the cameras using photons as opposed to images themselves. Okay, so made unprotected left turns across oncoming lanes more natural by proceeding straight into the intersection while yielding before initiating the turn. This is a big one. This is the one we talk about the car sort of creeping slowly and dangerously into the intersection before making a maneuver, leaving it exposed to oncoming traffic, right? So this is saying, hey, we're going to proceed straight through, then start to make the maneuver, as opposed to creeping very slowly into the intersection and then waiting for the opportunity to make the maneuver at that point. Okay, so we're going to see how this actually looks in real time. Improved lane preference and topology estimation by 1.2% with network update and new format for navigation clues. That's pretty cool. Improved short deadline lane changes with better modeling of necessary deceleration for maneuvers beyond the lane change. Again, just talking about making lane changes, then having to make an abrupt maneuver after that, making sure that the car is slowing down enough so it feels more comfortable and confident when it does such. Improve future paths for objects not confined to lane geometry by better modeling of their kinematics. Made launches from stop more calm when there's an imminent slowdown nearby. Again, just taking advantage of the next step, going beyond just, hey, the light turns green, we go forward, but then think about the light turns green, and then whatever maneuver you have to do next, we have to make sure the acceleration is commensurate to whatever that maneuver is to make sure that it's relaxing and feels good. All right, improve gap selection when yielding to a stream of oncoming cars on narrow roads. All right, so that's pretty much it for the release notes. Let's take it out, take it for a spin, go through our normal path, and then from there, we'll see what this all means in real world conditions and real world scenarios. All right, guys, we're getting ready to take it out for a spin, FSD Beta 10.9. I'm actually going to change some settings around. I'm actually going to put it in to assertive mode in terms of the Full Self-Driving Beta Profile, Assertive. I'm going to turn it to Assertive this time, just for those who have been asking, thinking that Full Self-Driving should perform better. We'll see, but it's an Assertive right now. I still have it set to the limit, but we'll just sort of go from here. I'll pull out just because I don't think it's ready for that just yet in terms of pulling out. Pull out right here. Then I'll activate. Here we go. A little timid still. Cars coming, 2 cars coming. Now it's pulling out. Not too bad. Going the limit, I'm going to keep it at the limit just because I've not used Assertive too often to know how it's going to react and respond. So I'll be at the ready. Double yellow light still does pretty good on this, I believe. Starting to slow down a little bit. Turn signal should be on. It's going over the line to make the turn, but not too much this time, actually. So this was not bad. Much slower, but much smoother on the turn. So that was good. Still puts the turn signal on here, though it's a continuous road. But does a pretty good job of taking those turns there. So far, so good. No real regressions just yet. Actually, a little bit better on that turn right there. Not going too far over the line. Here, it's getting a little bit messed up again, going over the line and slowing down. There is a line here, or an assumed line. Again, we should just plot a course and make that path go. Okay. So that's consistently bad in that regard, in that area. Here is the unprotected left turn on the stop sign. Let's see what happens now. No traffic around at all. Let's see what it does. Comes to a complete stop. Autopilot creeping forward. Going. Still turning. Still not great. Still not great here. Still needs a little bit of work here. Someone actually let me go. They were actually coming and they let me go. I'm going to bump up the speed a little bit just to see what that's like. But it needs some work there. It went out. It sort of hesitated a little bit, went forward, and then kind of got confused as to which way it wanted to go or how it wanted to take that particular turn. Not what I expected based on the release notes. Now, I have not recalibrated the autopilot cameras. I should make that a best practice to try to do that. But I haven't seen any real benefit of doing that other than just to know that you've reset your cameras. But so far, solid. I think it's a little bit better than 10.8.1 so far, but it still sort of fails, in my opinion, fails in the same areas that it did before, which is getting out in those intersections and those unprotected lefts and basically making an assertive, confident move to make to make the turn when it sees no cars around and the coast is clear. Again, Assertive Profile for FSD Beta, going the limit, version 10.9. Pedestrian wants to cross, it's not going to let them. It's going over the line trying to avoid the pedestrian versus stopping and letting them cross. That's not good. Should definitely anticipate pedestrians. In 10.6.1, it was overly sensitive to pedestrians where it thought that every pedestrian near the road wanted to cross and sort of got near, sort of prepared to stop. Now it's a scenario where it doesn't want to let the pedestrian go. And maybe that's an implication of changing of the FSD profile from chill to assertive. That could be the case. But if that's assertive, that's bad. We should definitely yield for pedestrians when we see that they're facing this way in the road, preparing to cross the street. Waits for the bus and then proceeds. Acceleration has gotten pretty good. I know the deceleration and coming to a stop has become rock solid. So great job on that one, Tesla. Ever since 10.8 or 10.6.1, I believe, when you introduced the regen, it's been rock solid, slowing down very comfortably. In the event that at this time of day we get caught at the railroad crossing, I will sort of skip over that. This particular road has railroad crossings, and we might get caught at one depending on the time of day. But otherwise, it should go straight through the railroad crossing. No problem. Pedestrian on the side of the road. Looks for some force here. Go straight through, no problem. All right, so I'm going to leave it right here for now. Just a quick run. I'm actually going to do another one right after this, so look for that video very soon. But this is pretty much it. 10.9 seems like it has a lot going on based on the release notes. Not as much in terms of actually using it, specifically on the unprotected left turns and the intersections, going out and making a confident maneuver. It's not quite there yet. Still needs some work. I'm hesitating a little bit because we're at our destination. I'll disengage. But it still needs some work there. So hopefully I'll try another time, see if there's a little bit of a burn-in period, a break-in period where you have to use it a little bit and then it starts to acclimate itself to the new software and does something a little bit different or better. So we'll see what that looks like. But right now, it's solid. Still needs some work though, still needs some work. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you have FSD Beta 10.9? If you do, what do you think about it? How is it? Is it better than your previous build? What have you noticed different about it? Anything unique that stands out? Let us know in the comments. And until the next time, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Tesla.